Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sunday night is the first Sunday in Advent. I have in my hand, look, a lighting device. And there it is, the candle is lit. I am not going to sing any songs. I am not going to do anything along those lines. I'm just simply going to light the candle for you. Creator of the stars of night, thy people's everlasting light. And there it is, the first Sunday in Advent. Yes, folks, it's almost Christmas, which means it's the beginning of a new church year. Which means I get to play all the lovely Advent hymns tonight. And there are going to be lots of them. Advent tunes, Advent hymns, Advent ideas from all around the world. I've managed to get some technical things working again with the help of the amazing... Have you ever contacted Apple service for anything? You know, when your iPhone dies or you drop it down the bog or whatever. It's one of the first... I've contacted them before, but it's the first time in a long time that I've had to contact the Apple service for something that wasn't working entirely. But I did. I just, on the off chance, they might be able to help me. And lo and behold, I got my old iPad working again. I've no idea how they did it, but we pressed some buttons and did some things, and it worked. That's good. And not only that, assuming I've got everything switched on... Let me see if I can find something sensible here. There we are, there's someone with a picture. Is this going to work? Yes, there it is. It's Alexander Wunderlich clapping in the background. There you are. It's back. I've got it to work again. Hurrah! I'm very excited. So everything is working again, apart from the upstairs camera, which for some reason will not connect to the ATEM machine at all. I have no idea what's wrong with it. I can't work it out. One of these days I will be able to work it out. Right, on with the show. I hope you're all well. I'm going to quickly, hold on, let me take care of some housekeeping before Uza needs to remind me. There's all these little things going on in the background, you see, and some of it is Uza. And if I don't do this in time, then I'm in trouble. So there we are. So thank you, Uza, for always reminding me. And I have to press that as well, don't I? And then, what is going on in the chat? Oh my goodness, what the hell is going on in the chat? Something very strange is going on in the chat here. I think where's my message? Where the hell is my message that I just put up there? Do you know, I didn't see it. So I better pop it in again. The chat just went crazy, so I think we'll do this again and pin that so that we all have it there. There we go, perfect. Right, that's better. Gosh, something very strange happening there. Right, so number one this evening, as I said, hymn number one in the New English Hymnal. This is hymn number 3 in the New English Hymnal, and it's a cracker. Sing along if you know the words. I'm playing the John Stainer version, which is a much nicer one. It's actually a tune you would normally use at Easter time, but it fits rather perfectly to this, and it is the second tune as suggested here in book. So see what you think. Come, thou long expected Jesus. The fourth verse of that, that's what I was playing around with at the end there. By thine own eternal spirit. All that gorgeous stuff. Rule in all our hearts alone. By thine all-sufficient merit, raise us to thy glorious throne. That doesn't have to be a big and loud number. That can be a really, really quiet and sort of naughty. Ah, that kind of stuff. With lots and lots of different harmonies in there. What was my last chord? It was, what was it? It was that. So that's, oh my goodness me, I'm playing, so in the left hand, I've got a D at the bottom, a B in the middle, an F at the top, and then down in the pedals, a G, all right? So I've got that lovely sort of, it's like a 10th feeling. It's a double 10th, there's your 10th with the bass, but then there's also a 10th in the left hand because I'm adding that. And then with my right hand, I'm then playing basically a G major chord, but adding an A. Yeah, kind of mysterious. I like it. Anyway, there you are. Big chords for big sounds. I love it. Yeah. When I was learning to play the organ, when I was learning to improvise and do all that kind of stuff, one of my professors said, "It's not less is not necessarily more." The way he put it. Let me see if I can remember it exactly. Less is not necessarily more, unless you're playing more when the listener thinks less. It was something along those lines, all right? So if you're playing a very quiet sound, for example, that's very quiet, yeah? Especially with the 32 rumbling away in the bass. Very, 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 very quiet. But I've got huge amount of harmony going on in there, which you've got to sort of, I've got those four notes are together, which on their own is a very sort of, very, very dissonant sound. But yeah, fun. Anyway, there you are. Less is not necessarily more unless you're playing more when the listener thinks, yeah. You know what I mean, don't you? You know what I mean. Right, let's have some big Advent stuff. Now, it's interesting. In certain churches around the world, Advent is a gentle, quiet, contemplative time where you don't go for it. But in the Anglican Church, it seems to be, hey, let's go for it. And let's go for it as much as possible. And one of those favorites is this one. Again, in G major. Let's open up all these boxes here. I've been playing around with the sound again, folks. I don't know if you can... Well, that's good. For some reason, my swell has stopped working. Why has my... Well, the swell's working. That's working. This one is not working. Uh-oh, has my swell pedal just died? I was having problems with my swell pedals earlier. Let me just double check this. No, it's doing something. It's turned itself off for some strange reason. Okay, now why has it done that? It did that earlier as well. I wonder why. Okay, there we are. It's doing its thing now. But I've been playing around with the sound, all my new fancy sound equipment. I've been playing around with the sound, and I wonder if you can hear any differences. Anyway, let's descend with clouds. You know what I mean. something slightly different there. I love that piece of music. It's so nice. And you can do so much with it. Yeah. Fingers crossed everything's still working. Something was going on with my swell pedals again in there. I have a feeling there's a gremlin at work in the background, which is never much fun, so we've got to be careful there. Now, over to the old chit-chat. I've got the chit-chat running there, and I see our friend August is back, which is rather wonderful. Nice to see you again. Haven't seen you in the chat for a while. Right, who's been buying tickets so far this evening? Not very many people. Christian was in early. Thank you very much, Christian. That's very kind. And here we have Alexander. Thank you, Alexander. We have John. Thank you, John. And we have Jerry. Jerry saying, let there be lighted candles. Well, there you have it. One lighted candle. So thank you very much to the 4 of you so far. What's been happening over here? What's been happening over here? Gosh, what's been happening over here? Ooh la 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 la. Our friend Bodensee-Horn, our friend Ingo, has been very busy over on the wish list. Thank you very much indeed. That's very kind indeed. Wow, thank you very much. There we are. There are some Black Week things running over on the, what's his names? Over on the, what's the word I'm looking for? Wish list, that's the one. Some Black Week stuff, which run out today. So actually, I better get my skates on if I'm going to order them at those prices. Ha! Although, those are American prices, so we should be okay. Should be okay. Fingers crossed. Thank you also to the Clements from the United Kingdom. Thank you very much to the Clements, who have just bought a virtual ticket. Thank you very much indeed to the Clements. Thank you very much. Wow. Now, what's happening here? Right, we've got some, what's this? An order of service. That's rather fun. Thank you. I'll have a look at that in a moment. Ooh, what's this? Do you know, I don't know. Yellowbird, in your email you said think. Do you mean think or thank? Can I just clear that up before I say anything? Let me know. Let me know, and then I'll come back to that. Thank you. So that will come back to that. Thank you very much indeed so far, everybody. That's very kind of you. Oh, here's a ticket or two, just as I'm speaking. František, busy weekend. Tell me about it. But really lovely start of Advent season. They've been singing lots of masses. He's been singing 3 masses with his small ensemble of 6 singers. Wow. Gosh, thank you. And a very peaceful and exciting Advent time to you and Marketa and the gang over in Trbic as well. Thank you. And oh, here's Renee. Thank you very much, Renee. A virtual ticket from Renee as well. Renee is working on a very interesting project at the moment, which I won't tell you about until I know more. Gosh, secrecy. Yes, Renee came to visit me in church last night and brought something with him. And I sent him home again with said item, and he's going to extend on it. I'm not going to say any more than that. Oh, it's tidied away. Ha 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 ha. Renee was the one who had the 3D printed organ pipes. Remember I showed you that before? But Vanessa's tidied it away because we've been decorating for Christmas, as you can see. The staggy in the background, by the way, that is a little nod and a wink to my late father, who sadly died earlier this year, and he was one of the world's greatest Staggies fans. The Staggies, of course, being the Scottish football team, soccer team, Ross County. And Dad was a lifelong supporter of Ross County, and their emblem is a stag. So that's why we have the Staggies. It's not a reindeer, it is actually a stag. So there you are. So that's for Dad. So there you are. I missed out to the word to, says Yellowbird. Hold on, let me just go and check that email again. I would like to think is how you started. Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? I'm not certain. Well, before we get on to the next piece of music, another piece of ticketry has arrived from our friend Mishael H. Thank you very much, Mishael H. Or Michael H. I don't know where you're from. Oh no, he's from Germany. He's got a German email address. So it is Michael in that case. So thank you very much. Merci. Danke schön. On with the show. Now, we've done some of those. Look, I've got a little German book, and at the 200s or thereabouts, we have some Adventy hymns. Now, there are a couple of wonderful Advent hymns in here that we have to have. One of which is, hold on, one of which is all about this. We are lighting the candles. Lighting the candles. So I'm not going to sing it this year. I got into all sorts of trouble for singing it in the past, so I'm not going to. And it's already burning in the background. But this is the hymn you sing in the first Advent. You only sing the first verse because there's only one candle. Second week of Advent, you have 2 candles, so you sing 2 verses, and so on. You get the idea. You get the idea. But it's a rather gentle little hymn, and let's just play one verse of it. As simple as that. Isn't that cute? There's a sort of a chorusy bit that you sing after every verse. Now then. Here's a hymn that you English-speaking people would sing at Easter time, but over here the German-speaking people sing it at Advent time. George Friedrich Handel, composer of choice to the British royal family, as they were back then, when they arrived fresh from Germany. Here's an interesting fact for you, talking about the British royal family. Here, anecdote time. There's all sorts of hooing and hawing going on in the British world, where British, and they always, of course, forget that the royal family is basically German and has been for hundreds of years. And then, of course, they all say, but with the advent of Diana, it became English again, which is only partly true, because Diana's family, the Spencers, if you trace their family tree, they go back to James VII of Scotland. So there you are. So interestingly enough, when and if William becomes king, he would not only be the German-descended king, but also the Scottish-descended Jacobite king. Work that one out. So there you are. Useless piece of information for you. Anyway, right, back to the world of Advent hymns, and this is one that I played this last night in church. Tochter Zion, daughter of Zion, freue dich, be excited, jauchze laut, scream around Jerusalem. So there you are. Yes, it is, of course, Daughter of Zion, and I think you will probably recognize it as a certain Easter hymn if you're from the English-speaking part of the world. Sing along if you know the German words. There you go. Yeah, I love that. Good one. Robert says, in fact, let me pop it up on the old thing there. Is it up there? Robert says, Robert's from New Jersey, so he's allowed to say this. I think G.F. Handel was reincarnated as Elton John. Now, let's try and think of some similarities. Baldness. It's fairly deaf. Going blind in old age. That's about all I can come up with now. Sucking up to the royal family. Definitely that. Although that's not actually true. It was quite the other way around with Handel, Georgie Handel. Georgie Handel was he didn't suck up to the king at all. Quite the other way around, actually. George I was a great fan of Handel's and paid him a lot of money to leave a very, very well-paid job in Germany to come and be even better paid over in Britain. So that's rather interesting. Rotund. No, actually, TB. Rotund would not fit. Handel was apparently not a fatty. Apparently not. He maybe was later on. Max. Ticket, because Buy Me a Coffee doesn't work. Buy Me a Coffee doesn't work? I beg your pardon. Buy Me a Coffee doesn't work. It was working for Ingo a moment ago. No, wrong. Thank you, Max, by the way. Sorry, thank you very much. That was Max buying an ticket. No, wrong. Thank you, Max, by the way. Sorry, thank you very much. That was Max. What's happened there? Hold on. Something weird has happened. There. Hold on. Something weird has happened. Guckst du gerade? Was hat sie denn gemacht? Weil es ist komplett anders hier. Guckst du gerade? Was hat sie gemacht? Hier ist alles komplett am Arsch. Was hat sie denn gemacht? My daughter has pressed a button somewhere downstairs and completely buggered up everything up here. Was hat sie gemacht? Hier ist alles komplett am Arsch. Hold on. My daughter has pressed a button somewhere downstairs and completely buggered up everything up here. Hold on. Was hat sie gemacht? Ja, dann macht das anders, weil... Was hat sie gemacht? Ah! Children. Never work with children and animals. What the hell did you do? Children. Never work with children and animals. What the hell did you do? I can't even work out what she's done because she's done something that shouldn't have happened at all. I can't even work out what she's done because she's done something that shouldn't have happened at all. Right, stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We're working on it. My daughter has pressed something, done something, and we have no idea.
Das kann doch gar nicht sein.
Doch, guck mal.
Gar kein Zugriff auf.
Yeah, but it's all on the network. It's all on the network. I can see myself there. But look there. The screen's completely gone. Ah, what the hell happened there? A minute, does that work? All right, that works. That works. So where's the screen? Ha 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 ha! There we go. We got it back. Now all I've got to do is get this back. Oh, I hope so. Wife and daughter have come upstairs to look and see what's happened. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, everything disappeared. Oh my God, what's wrong there? What happened there? Oh, it's completely buggered it up. What on earth happened there? Hide the remote control. There is no remote control, don't worry. It's all because it's all on the same network. Something has happened. Mainly. Okay, the graphics won't work anymore for some reason. Was der? That's okay. Right, is this still working? No. Ah, right, is that still working? As long as that's still working. What happened for some reason, I don't know how it done it, it's completely buggered up something. Everything is now connected on the network, the home network, including our personal devices as well, obviously. And the thing that does the graphics, is the graphics still going to work? Oh my God, no. See, look, if I put the graphics on, look, come and look at that. If I switch the graphics on, it does that. How in God's name did she do it? My daughter is very talented. What the hell did she do? Yeah, the stream is still running, but I don't know how she did that. Ladies and gentlemen, can you still hear me? Can you still see me? Something did a downgrading update in the background. No, I don't know. Doch, natürlich. I have no idea what happened there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we live and learn. I have no idea. I can't explain it. What were we talking about before that decided to disappear? I honestly can't remember. Talking about Elton John, I think, weren't we? So let's stop talking about Elton John. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Can you hear my little bye-bye? Bye-bye. Can you hear that? Isn't that the cutest little bye-bye you've ever heard? She's waving as well. Papa. Bye-bye. Is it bedtime? Oh, I'm getting did you hear that? I got a little kissy as well. Kissy for Papa? Mwah. Did you hear that? Oh my God, how cute is that? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm being waved at. Bye-bye. Right, stop playing with computers.
Hat sie nicht, hat sie nicht. Sie hatte mein Handy in der Hand.
Yeah, and then yes, she did. She had something. Were you watching YouTube?
Ja,
were you watching the video?
Ich hatte das Handy-Dings und hat sie da drauf geklickt und dann ist es ja.
Habt ihr mein Video geguckt oder was?
Nein.
Ja, was denn? Was habt ihr denn geguckt?
Ach, sie hat irgendwas gemacht. Ich muss die Zähne putzen.
Oh, I see. All right. Okay, right. Here we are. Okay. All right. It turned out what happened was Vanessa was trying to clean the little one's teeth. It's bedtime. And she was playing around with Vanessa's mobile phone, which she's very good at doing, even at 18 months. They're very good at playing with these things. And she managed to, on YouTube, she managed to get my video up for some reason. I don't know how she did that. And then she managed to transfer it from her mobile phone to the Apple TV, which is of course on the thing. And I use the Apple TV to do these graphics, all on the same network. And she managed to transfer my video onto that for some bizarre reason. So God knows how, but I don't know how it managed to completely bugger up the screen here. Who knows? Right, anyway. Never work with children and animals, they say. Bye. That's her saying bye-bye in the background. Splendid. Right. No, I'm not finished in here, am I? I'm not finished in here at all. Oh, God. She's a genius, says Robert. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. What the hell happened to this, though? This is the bit I can't understand. This is the bit I can't understand. Now, that shouldn't have changed anything. Let me just quickly go and double check something here. No. That's not it. Yeah, that's weird. It looks like... No. No. So why is it doing that? That's all correct. It's all where it should be. And all those adjustments are the... Heh? So how did it manage to... I honestly don't know. I really don't know what's happened there. So I'm not going to bother looking for it now. I've got until Friday to work that one out. Right. The most famous Advent hymn of them all. And again, sing along in any language you fancy. This is international, so you can sing along in any language you want. I'm a bit concerned now that something's really wrong. I wonder how I get that back. I'm not sure. Maybe I just have to restart everything, but I'm not going to do that now. Let's quickly change something here. You might recognize this. In fact, you will recognize it. Please sing along. I'm going to stop talking now and carry on with playing. Heart attack over. Right, that's better. That's me back in the swing of things. Thank you very much to Monica there. Thank you very much, Monica. That's very come. Very, very come indeed. Thank you for your wonderful shows. Well, thank you for chipping in. Very kind indeed. Yes, O come, Emmanuel, or as Casey says, O come, Emmanuel. That's the shorthand version. Cute. I like it. Yeah, wonderful hymn. Gorgeous stuff. By the way, we're on Billerbeck tonight, the organ of Billerbeck with its shamads, which is absolutely great. And it technically now also has a tuba, which I rarely use for some reason. I don't know why. I don't like these. An enormous tuba over the top. It's available at 16, 8 and 4. That sounds good, actually. I've been playing around with the audio, you see. Bloody hell, that's going for it, isn't it? Yeah. I likes it. If I add the shamads to that, bit much in it. So here's the shamads. Here's the tuba. Why is the tuba still on there? Do you know, I honestly don't know. There's weird things going on tonight. Very weird things going on tonight. Gremlins in the works. Who does Stefan? Our friend Stefan. Stefan's late tonight. Stefan's normally the first. Stefan must have been out and about. Stefan is wishing me and the family a lovely Advent site. Well, thank you, Stefan, and the same to you and yours. Thank you very much indeed. Right, how are we doing? I've got my mental program has completely stopped working now because of all that weirdness. But that's fine. That's the way life works, I suppose. Let's go back to this soft, gentle stuff. And here is a lovely hymn, a German one, about a young lady wandering through a thorny wood. I wonder if you know it. Aha, a beautiful piece of music. I hope you like that. Maria durch ein Dornwald ging. A lovely piece of music. Good evening to Robert Miller from Milwaukee. Lovely to see you here. Peter Rasmussen, you should probably get your light lock sewn UPS. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. Peter, let us know what that even means. I have no idea. Light lock. Your light lock sewn. Is there a hole somewhere? No holes under my arms today. All new shirts. Well, about a year and a half ago. 2 years ago, I don't know. I don't buy clothes. I don't believe in such things. Right, there we are. We're moving forwards. Moving forwards. If you're joining us late, you missed a technical mishap, which threw me completely, and I have no idea what's going on in the background. So I have to keep an eye on everything and make sure everything is actually working the way it should be working. Casey, is Advent the same as Christmas? Definitely not. Of course not. Advent is the run-up to Christmas. Some theological person no, in fact, don't bother. Casey, look it up. Advent has, well, it doesn't have nothing to do with Christmas, but it's no, it's the run up to Christmas. It's the time of preparation for Christmas, that kind of thing. Anyway, right. Enough. I have a big American book here. Now, our friends the Platts aren't with us tonight. They're out and about doing some exciting things. And however, Kristen, when they were over here earlier this year, gave me this book, which is absolutely wonderful. And there's a hymn in it. I think I've played this before. It's rather lovely. There you are, preparing for Christmas. That's a good word, Casey. There you are. You've got it. Emmanuel, this is called. It's number 243 in this celebrational hymnal, which is a rather lovely, certainly a lovely book full of wonderful hymns, ancient and modern in the literal sense. It's got some very old stuff in here and some rather lovely new stuff in here. This is a nice one. Bob McGee wrote this in 1978. It's very simple. It really is very simple, but it's lovely. Emmanuel, check this out. on. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I have no idea. The gremlins are out and about tonight. Yeah, I looked over, I was going to switch it off, and it was, so I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you. There are weird things happening this evening, and who knows why? Who knows why? Number 244 in this very book has got, and I see Julian Cleek has just joined us. So let's dedicate this to our Welsh contingent. And it's a wonderful Welsh hymn, but in this book it's got a wonderful Advent hymn, Come Thou Long Expected Jesus. Come Thou Long Expected Jesus. And it's our favourite, well, one of my favourite Welsh hymns. You will recognise this. Weird harmonization in that, which I changed to the preferred one. Yeah, it's a wonderful hymn. It's definitely one of the best hymn melodies of, well, in the world. Of course it is. And it came from Wales. All the best things in the world come from Wales. Well, I can see you don't come from sardines. Julian, thank you very much for your ticket there. Very kind of you. Thank you. A Welsh ticket, ladies and gentlemen. I could make a joke about that, but I'm not going to because I'm Scottish. Even the Red Dragon was singing. Now, when you say the Red Dragon, I hope you're not referring to your wife. Sorry, that's a naughty thing to say there. I could come up with a naughty anecdote there, but I wouldn't. I'd get into trouble. I'd get into double trouble if I told that anecdote. I would get into a terrible trouble for that. Opus 3 has to go and work tomorrow, the sinful world of work. Opus 3, schön, dass du da warst. Schlaf schön, bis Freitag. So our friend Opus 3 is leaving us. Say bye-bye to our friend Opus 3. Now, we've had a request. What on earth is that? Vanessa's been watching rubbish on the iPad. We don't have a television, you see, so if anyone's going to watch anything, then when they watch it on this. Right, now, did I get an actual answer? I don't think I did. Anyway. Right, our friend Yellowbird sent me this piece of music as, I think I'm going to interpret it as, he would like to thank all of the gang as friends this Christmas and request this piece of music for you. I think this is the idea. The piece of music is called Not As a Stranger. Music by James Van Heusen, as I think he said himself, and lyrics by Buddy K. And Buddy K also wrote the words for you're adorable, be you're so beautiful. That one. And the Italian theme. What was the Italian theme again? I recognize that. I have played that again. Anyway, Not As a Stranger, it says here. I think of you, my love, not as a stranger. Although it's true, my love, we've only met. Yet I know your smile and I know your sigh. Know them well from dreams I can't forget. That's naughty. We've kissed like this before. You're not a stranger. Sounds like Germany during carnival season. 1,000 times or more neath stars above. Ah, we're being romantic now. Now the path is clear, for at last you're here. Not as a stranger, dear, but my own true love. I suppose that's an old-fashioned version of, I don't know, dating apps or something like that. In those days, they wrote songs. How about that? Not as a stranger. Let's hope it sounds something like this. Not a stranger. What a beautiful melody. You're right. Casey Latt says, what a lovely melody. Anecdote. Yes, our friend Salam Fish, as you can see him there. I always thought it was salami fish, but there's not. Salam Fish. Anyway, he came to visit me at church last night. Rene is his real name. And towards the end of the service, the organ developed what I thought was a cipher, which means that a note just keeps playing all the time. And the note that kept playing was a swell top E flat. And it just kept playing the entire time. And I could play the great manual on its own. But every time I coupled it down, it would be playing all the time. And it was really annoying, and I couldn't work out what was happening. The funny thing is, if I played, here's the weird thing, if I played the swell on its own, it wasn't doing it. It was just the coupler, right? So in other words, there was this note coupling all the time. I could play the swell on its own. I could play the great on its own, but I couldn't couple them together. This note would be playing all the time, right? And this was towards the end of the service, and I was going to be playing something gentle, and I was going to play something by Bach during communion. Thankfully I couldn't, because that was buggered. So that was the end of that, and I couldn't work it out. And then at the end of the service, I picked up my mobile phone, and it stopped. What I had done at some point during the service, I'd taken my mobile phone. I should have been paying attention to the service, shouldn't I? No, obviously I was looking up the words for the Hallelujah verse so that I could get it correctly. And I put my phone, camera side down, on the upper keys of the manual, like that. Like that. And what had happened was, because the phone is, it's like a millimeter more lower than the rest of it, it was pressing down on that E flat just enough to trigger only the coupler and not the great stops. Does that make sense? I have electric contacts in the organ in Hirschbach. So what was happening was, it was pushing it down just a tiny bit, and the first thing to engage is the coupler, and then when you push it all the way down, the great stops engage. So this thing was resting the other way around, which is why I didn't see it. I just had it there. When you're playing a church service, you never go that high. You're always just playing down here. You never go up there. So I had it just resting there like that. And it was only when I picked it up that it disappeared, and I thought, that's weird. What caused that? And then it took us forever to work out what it was. Very amusing, and slightly embarrassing, because during this I was going, what is it, why is it doing that? I switched the organ off, back on again. I kept trying things. As soon as I touched the coupler, swell to great, it went on. I thought, what on earth is going on here? But I could play the swell on its own. It didn't make any sense. And anyway, yes, it was all very weird, all very wonderful, and I'm very glad it was just human error rather than anything else. So there you are. There you are. Yes, weird anecdote. Things happen to all of us. I've been playing the organ for hundreds of years, and something that I've never had anything like that happen to me before. I've had ciphers. Cipher is when a note sticks or a pipe sticks, and you switch the organ on, and it happens like this, and you go, oh, for heaven's sake. So what you do is you work your way around it. There's a wonderful piece of music, is it not? Is it Percy Granger, isn't it? Who wrote something where he's got sort of, he wrote something. And so on and so on. You take the note that's playing like that and you harmonize around it. I've had to do that before until we worked out what it was. That's happened. But that was through no fault of my own. That was the kind of thing, what was happening, a kind of thing that happens on its own when the organ just decides to stop working for whatever reason. Right, let me just go make sure I'm not missing anything here. Good God. I think David Miller, are you watching? Am I permitted to there we are. Am I permitted to show that picture you sent me? Please say yes. That's the gaudiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yes, right, I'm going to show you this picture. Will this work? Let me just double check that it's good. Yes, it will work. Right, that's fine. You're never too sure at the moment with all the crap that's going on here. Right, let's go to this. Yes, says David. Right, that's an important thing. Make sure we've got it right. Let me just quickly pop this. Which one shall we do? Which one's worse? That one or that one? They're both equally. Let's have the one with the organ in the background. Which one is that? That's number 2. All right. Let's have number 2. Yeah, the organ in the back. Right, check this out. Check this out. This was David Miller. Now let me read out the message from David. This is quite amazing. David Miller, Advent Sunday. Dear Fraser, just got back from attending the Advent Carol service at our local Anglican parish church, that's Mary Magdalene down in Launceston, which is down in the southwest. Lots of stuff you'd have enjoyed, if not playing the voluntary at the end. Splendid. However, I can't help reflecting, I shall read this carefully, I can't help reflecting that the seriousness, even quite highbrow nature of the music seemed a bit incongruous with the church bedecked for the Christmas tree festival, giving it the air of what I think Mother would have described as a tart's boudoir. Not that I have any first-hand experience to compare it with! Exclamation mark. I should hope not, nor do I. But yes, I can see exactly what you mean. Let's have a look at this picture. This is how they decorated the church for the Advent concert. That is, it's very gaudy, I think is the word we're looking for. What's a Christmas tree festival? Is this when the local talent comes out with their ideas to decorate a tree? And good God, that's quite something. That really is quite something. I'm surprised they didn't have to put out an air traffic warning to stop people trying to land planes in the church. That is quite something. That is quite something. David, that's actually, it's blinding if nothing else. Bloody hell. Yes. Terrible, 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 terrible. Jeff Ryle is picking me up on my pronunciation of... Oh, you said Lanson. All right. Is that how you're supposed to pronounce it? Lanson, Lanson. The brightness, says Urza. The brightness. Ah, yes. Alec Guinness. The brightness, the brightness. Narrow church, says Tim. Yes, I think that's only half of the church, Tim. If you look very closely, let me show you again. If you look very closely, there'll be a second, it's a double nave church. Check that out. It's a double nave. See that? If you look further over to the right, you will see more nave. What's the plural of nave? Is it navy? I don't think so. Anyway, thank you very much for that, David and Liz Miller. Yeah, amazing. You've sent me the program as well, which I will have a look at. I look forward to it and seeing what they sang. See if we know any names. Of course, we won't know any names, but you never know. You never know. Director of music, Sean Sweeney. Organist, Joshua Hughes. I love the fact that, that's cheeky. That is cheeky. That's cheeky. I think that's cheeky. The director of music has been listed as Dr. Sean Sweeney. And the organist has been listed as Mr. Joshua Hughes. Just to reinforce the fact that Sean spent longer studying. No need for that. No need for that kind of stuff. Many, many years ago, here's anecdote time. František loves my anecdotes. I was relatively new in Germany. It must have been, let me see, this must have been 2000 and, I don't know, 2002, 2003, something like that. I don't know. I was living in Bonn at the time. And I was invited to perform at Do. And the Bundespräsident, that's not the Chancellor, that's the President. Germany also has a President, did you know that? Anyway, the German President was coming to visit and he was doing something official. He was doing something official. There was an honorary doctorate was going to the then Archbishop of Canterbury, the guy with the beard, what was his name? The one with the beard, 20 odd years ago. He was getting an honorary doctorate from the University of Bonn. And the German president was invited to come and attend. He didn't do anything, he just attended. And I was performing. I was performing with a music group. And after the event, there was after the event, there was a bun fight, which is when you all get together, have a glass of champagne and little things that you can only fit between 2 fingers, and they get stuck in your teeth, and it's embarrassing. Anyway, you know the kind of things. And we were all sort of milling around, and I was chatting to the Archbishop, as one does. I was sort of, I was pretty much the only person there speaking English normally. And he cottoned onto this, and he came over to me. So anyway, we were chatting away in English, and I was saying, oh yes, well, I'm ex-Anglican, I've been here for years, a couple of years now. I play the organ here, I do this, I conduct choirs, I have an English choir, we do Anglican music, blah, blah, blah. And he was quite fascinated by all of this. And as we were chatting, I noticed that the Mr. Presidente, El Presidente, was wandering around the room, just sort of chatting to people as well. None of his bodyguards around, so I thought, right, it's not every day you get to meet the German president. Bye-bye, Mr. Archbishop. I'm off to speak to the president. So I muscled up to the president, and the president at the time was a guy called Johannes Rau, R-A-W, Johannes Rau, who was a wonderfully down-to-earth chap, wonderfully down-to-earth. And he had a very sort of gruff voice. Anyway, I wandered over to him and I said, was it morning or afternoon? I can't remember. In my then relatively simple German, but I said, good day, Mr. Rau, because I know that was his name, Johannes Rau. So, good day, Mr. Rau. Did you enjoy the music? And he sort of, oh yes, I saw you on stage playing the piano there. I said, yes, very good. And he said, normally at these things, they've got all this sort of violin shit. And those were his exact words, Geigenscheiß. Those were his exact words. And normally at things he turns up to, it's violin shit, which I thought was hilarious. So I burst out laughing. Now, there was a guy listening to us talking, a youngish sort of guy listening to us talking in a very cheap suit with a yellow tie. And he tapped me on the shoulder, like one of those people who tap. It's like people who have those voices, those, excuse me. Those people, you know them? This guy tapped me on the shoulder and said, excuse me, you mustn't say Mr. Rau, you say Mr. Bundespräsident. You have to call him by his title. And the president turned round to me and laughed, and he said, oh, apparently I'm Mr. Bundespräsident to you. Well, I'll tell you what. My name's Johannes. What's your name? And then he offered me the informal U thing in German. There's a thing in Germany with Sie and Du, a formal U and an informal me. And he offered me the informal U, which I thought was amazing. I'm much younger than he was. So I said, oh, hello. Nice to meet you, Johannes. My name is Fraser. So first name terms with the president. Yes, bingo. And then he turned to the other guy and very, very deliberately said, using the formal you form, and you, what is your name? And this guy said, and I think this is hilarious because nowadays he's a very famous German politician now, and he's getting out of favor now because he's a real idiot basically. He said, oh, my name is Dr. Christian Lindner. And Johannes, my new friend Johannes, turned back to me and said, oh, Fraser, we have a doctor in the house. Should we get down on our knees? And then we both burst out laughing and went and got a beer and had a laugh. So I thought that was absolutely hilarious, absolutely wonderful. And a couple of years later, or maybe 1 year later, I can't remember, there was another event in Bonn. Again, I was performing music. This was on the Marktplatz, on the open market square in Bonn. I was performing with a group, I can't even remember what group it was, and Mr. President was there again, and he came onto stage, did his speech, turned round, saw me on the piano, and went, yay, Fraser on piano. Yes, he remembered. I thought that was amazing. So there you are. Unfortunately, Dr. Christian Lindner was not there that day to be embarrassed by either of us. And oh, we would have embarrassed him were he there. There you are. Bizarre little anecdote. Why did we get onto that kind of anecdote? I'm really not very sure. Williams, that was the one. Thank you, Marek. You're right. It was Rowan Atkinson. No, Rowan Williams. That's the one. That's right. Yes. Very nice guy. Very, very nice guy indeed. Very nice. Very intelligent. Much better than the one they've just gotten rid of. Anyway, we mustn't talk about these things. Must we? We must be good people. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting towards the end of this evening's concerto. I think it's time to have a bit of fun, don't you? Yes, we have to. We have to. Opus 3 has left already because he doesn't like the theatre organs. So I think what we're going to do, shall we go back to the, yeah, we'll have some Foxy Wurlitzers again. My new favourite theatre organ sample set. We'll come back to this one. I love it. It's wonderful. I hope this is going to work with my gremlins. It's loading very slowly today, which is kind of weird. It's working. Right, that's fine. Jeff missed the Foxy concert. Go and check out the Foxy concert, Jeff. You will love it. It's a beautiful, it's a swishy sound. Actually, let's start with a swishy tune with the swishy sounds. I've only got 2 registration things saved here, 2 different things, and I've called them. This one's called the ballad, which is. I need to turn the headphones up for this, but my headphone thing's miles down there, so I'm not going to do that. Let's have some Fats Waller, shall we? Yeah, let's have Ain't Misbehavin'. I haven't played this for years, and we'll play it as a sort of a ballady thing. Ain't Misbehavin', Mr. Thomas Fats Waller. Let's include the verse for a change. Ah, there we are. Ain't misbehaving. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this organ. I'm not terribly impressed with that. That cymbal is marginally better. It's on the beat. That one's behind the beat. But I've got them in stereo. Kind of get away with that, couldn't we? Something that this organ has that not many other theatre organs have are things called not just octave couplers, but harmonic couplers. Now what this is, let me just quickly turn all of this off. So I've got a piano sound here. And what it's doing, it's playing that note and those two notes at the same time. So it's playing a C, a G, and an E. Obviously it doesn't work at the top end because there are no notes left in the piano, but you can have lots of fun with it. And of course, if you have other stops on, let's say we have some xylophones and some tibias, you get that amazing you get that lovely Blackpool sound, which is caused by those amazing couplers at weird intervals. Cute, isn't it? But I think it's kind of cool with just the piano. Let's have another Fat Swallow number to finish off this evening's concert, and it's called Honeysuckle Rose. Honeysuckle rose. Ha! Honey, suck my nose or suck my toes if you're particularly perverted, whichever way round you fancy it. That, I think, ladies and gentlemen, will have to do for this evening. That was the first Sunday of Advent this evening. Thank you very much for your support over the evening. The last person to buy a ticket was Julian at 11:27 p.m, 37 minutes ago. Thank you very much to Julian. Very kind indeed. Thank you to the rest of you as well. And it's big thanks, of course, to Ingo for chipping in over on the wish list. Also, thanks to the Platts gang who chipped in earlier on the wish list. I forgot to mention that. But thank you very, very much to all of you for this evening's help and assistance. Without you and without your support, none of this would be manageable at all. So thank you very much. Thank you also to Vanessa for decorating the room here, for providing me with some heat, which is this warming my hands on this roaring candle here. Absolutely lovely. And yeah, very much enjoying it. Thank you very much. We'll be back on Friday for our Friday night is organ music night. And who knows what Friday will bring? Let's wait and see. Who knows? And of course, next Sunday then being the second Sunday of Advent. Also, Saturday will be our tuba concert for the tuba supporters, the Illuminati of the Gartshore gang. You know who you are. I'll be mentioning it on Friday as well. You can buy a one-time Illuminati ticket to sort all that stuff out. Here's a piece of music to finish off this evening's concert called... no, I played that last week, so I can't play that again. I can't play that again. I won't play it again. Let's play this. I haven't played this for a long time. I just spotted that on the way past. Yeah, that'll fit nicely here. Nothing to do with our friend with the same name, but it's a wonderful tune nonetheless. It's called Alexander's Ragtime Band. I think I played that recently as well, but never mind. Alexander's Ragtime Band. It's a grand number, and it sounds something like this. Irving Berlin at his best. See you soon, folks. Thanks very much. Have a good start to the new December week.